Sheriff's Broadcast Network. Straight talk for change.
Hello, Sheriff's Broadcast Network viewers from around the globe. Of course, this is Ibrahim Sheriff, that's my name. We know quite a lot of you have been following us. Each time we broadcast, you follow us and you see our programs. And of course, we are very much appreciative of that. And we remain very much thankful to all of you out there. And so today we are going to talk exclusively to the people of Sierra Leone because a very critical decision-making time has arrived there. And so we are going to talk to the people of the country, especially the electorates, the people who registered to vote in the runoff election that is slated for Saturday, March 31st, 2018. We are going to talk to them exclusively, and so we are going to do this broadcast today in our lingua franca, which is Creole. So we ask your indulgence to please bear with us as we use that lingua franca to pass on this message to all of them. So hopefully you will bear with us on that. All right, so we apologize for any inconvenience that may come with this. And so me salon from them, me Ibrahim Sheriff. So today I want to take another quick moment for talk to una exclusively about we country Sierra Leone. The last time we will go into elections, we've been trying for talk to una as well. At that time, I bring come to una a very specific message about waiting at your duties and responsibilities and your rights as citizen of the country. When anytime you don't come away with a vote for the people that we get for, lead we inside the country, the people that we get for, be leaders then for the next 5 years. So how important you are to them. So I feel say it necessary for let bring that talk to una again. The last time we talked inside Creole, English, and so today we talk inside Creole. Now the reason we make they come with this specific information to una today now because we all know say we win as Sierra Leone we born. We all know say Saturday, March 31st, 2018, a very important day that one day in our lives as citizens of that country. When we sit down and look at everything, I know say time day for politics, a particular time day where they come na the life of a country, where the politics or when they play politics. A time day where they come where politics not necessary. And so right about this time in the history of Sierra Leone, not to the time this for play politics, the time for politics not to now. So it go fine for let we put politics aside and for let we actually take a telescopic look at we country. It's not like where you don't go to doctor they try for really know what happen with you. Then they don't tell you say okay go peace and bring the peace come and then pull you blood, then do all kind of tests by you, then get some machine the way that they put then specimen where they don't take from you, whether they put things in the inside, whether they look at them, where they give them a clear picture of what's really wrong with you. So now that kind of way they will for the look at Sierra Leone right about this time. Not to the time this way we for play politics, not to the time this way we for they at each other's throat, not to the time this for fet. And especially for the one that when are young people in another country. When you look at the population of the country, you find out say we get more young people where they at the ages of 18 years old and above. And then people are so if we add another 10-15 years to their age, they're not too boboden, they're not too picking anymore. Now they're the elders of the country. So if you dey in that category, they not going to look at yourself as any minor person in the country. You're a very important stakeholder in the country because now you're not the future leader in Sierra Leone, right? So let me talk about the runoff election where they come. We don't see plenty things they go on. And so we now so we talk straight, we know the pan ben business. Because we don't find out say now this ben what they pan as Sierra Leoneans, now in the make we know they go before because we they pay lip service to we country. Every time we they talk say, oh, we want for our country go before, oh, wait till make our country they bien. But when a campaign put in action into the words the whole they talk, will they always pay lip service to Sierra Leone? Will not they do justice to the country? Will they deceive the country? Will they disappoint yourself? So when you did talk about change they start with yourself. How you they behave, what you they talk about, what you they do to your country. Now then thing they force we for talk about. Alright? So we don't see the politicians. Right now, we don't go into forced voting. And that forced voting, they go between two political parties. I mean, it go among 16 political parties them. Then one of the saloon people, then when I don't choose two panel political parties, then they for say, now then two, then they are the best choices for the country. Whether it be justifiable or not under kalo na lie, but the body way we country where we all don't talk say now responsible for tell we about the results after all don't go he will vote them now for tell we the results. That body they don't tell we say now then two political parties then they are the top because they all two not able to forget the 55% what they supposed to forget for me then go declare the presidential candidate of that party they for be the next president now the country. So because of the not able to get that 55%, now that make could go back into another election. So the message clear about that. But few things then they way I really want for making clear to you. I mean, you when is Sierra Leonean, we any side way they around this globe. These are very important things where you need for take into very serious consideration, right? Number one, we get a book, we get law where they guide another country there. And the law where they guide in the country, what they call it the constitution of the country. The constitution of Sierra Leone don't tell we say, we when are the citizens in the country, now we get government. Now we powers, now they put government together. The one that will they put, what will they vote for, what will they make them go to state house, then go to parliament, then go to district council, local council. Then not so we boss them, now then as servants them for we. Because now by we own powers, the votes are all the vote for them. Now they make them go na them places and they. So the government where they operate, the government where they form, now we give them the powers for me them form them government and they. So then servants them for we, therefore serve we, therefore work for we. They're not to boss them for we. Alright? So that's not the first thing we need for clear off. Because they misconstrue, there are people that they misconstrue a lot about people the way that they vote for. Once we don't vote for people, then go sit down at them places, then they turn the whole message around. They make like say we are servants them for them. Where it be saying now then are servants for we. So if we don't accept that message then we will also understand another thing. When we talk about government, according to this same constitution, what they talk about, with government divided into three arms. Right? Like what they say, where you get tick now, also you don't plant, the tick don't pull branches. The branch they go up, the other one day on the left, the other one day on the right. With government now salon getting three branches then they. Now then three branches then they come together now what they call government. Inside democracy. And democracy now government where they give you the lay people do the average person where they give you the right for make you go directly participate in the affairs of your own country. So let nobody not tell you for say you're not important. You important. You when as long as now inside Sierra Leone they born you, you're not a very important person. Let nobody not lie to you about that. Okay? So the three arms of government inside a democracy, we get the legislature. The legislature now the one they will vote for where they go to parliament. We they vote for all the one that we did in then constituencies. Then we vote for 12 paramount chiefs there for go add up to them, and then they all come together, they become lawmakers. Now then at the legislature, now then they make laws then for we. Any laws they will get in the country, now then they sit down, they agree on, they discuss some, they debate, and then they agree, and it becomes law. Right? The executive, now the second branch of government. The executive, then are the president who want to vote for, and the ministers the way they nominate. Because when you nominate minister, now when the parliament now when I get for go approve the ministers, then they before they go become ministers for work for una. So even though not to elect, they elect the ministers then, but if una na parliament una not approve them, then they work as ministers. And we all for no say when we talk about parliament. Now because the house will belong to all Sierra Leoneans. Now we all get a house there, the parliament building. but the house not big enough for able for take we all inside it. For long go sit down, we talk about our country in business, we talk about the laws, the way they guide in our country. The house not going to accommodate to all. So now that make would they elect people that for go represent we. So now then different constituencies that the things the way dear into una heart. When I know say this person how they vote for now, ain't go make anything that they change for we. So where that person go now, they represent una all. All right. So the first arm of government are the legislature, the second arm of government now the executive. The executive then are the president and the ministers them. The legislature now the parliamentarians them. So waiting at the third arm of government. The third arm of government are the judiciary. The judiciary then are the court systems and the police, right? The law enforcement now then belong to the side and so the court system. You know, now then all the costs they will get in the country, together with the police force, now then at the judiciary, right? So then three arms they also don't talk about. They're all supposed to operate independent of each other. None of the arms of government are supposed to interfere by incompany what they do. Nobody not supposed to interfere. They're supposed to be separate. Where the parliament they operate. The president not supposed to interfere by what the parliament they do. What they don't do, then work done. They don't pass a law. It don't become bill. Then bring come to the president sign up. Bam! It become law in the country. Then the president in there for interpret waiting they do na parliament. In there for do the work for we. All the laws the way they make now in they make sure say their laws here they work for our country. Now for uphold the laws them. That are the president and ministers and then for operating at the country the day-to-day activities. Now the country, waiting the country depend on the day-to-day activities of the country. Now the president and the ministers then now for make sure say things then they work according to how they for work. Then if something don't come per law business, it don't come per court business, the judges there and the lawyers then at the court now then they handle that side. Then say supposed to operate independent, nobody not for influence them. Right? So now so with government they operate, now Sierra Leone, now so it's supposed to operate. But let me ask yourself a question as to whether with government they operate this way. That now a whole different thing. We'll talk about them later on. So now that we don't talk about NTSO, let me talk about the runoff election where they come. Now in the first place, some of we they against the idea of all the time we go into runoff. One, it gets serious political complications and implications. And secondly, for a country like Sierra Leone, where the democracy will get here under a very unstable, a very fragile. With constitution, we need for really pay attention to them and try for, review them and change certain laws there. Because, like what we don't hold that election, even the first election we go to, with people that all heart hang, that if you say something terrible get for happen, all of them, and then suddenly, we don't go for the votes voting, they don't count the votes them, then they say we go for go for a second election. So to some of we feel say in all right for people there, in injustice for people there. So we need for change that particular law inside the constitution. We forgo into election one time. The person will get the highest vote na in the winner. Now so then they do na America. America na the best democracy in the world. Now then they promote democracy in all other countries. In America, where they don't go into voting, the person will get the highest vote automatically now the president of the country. But we dey always talk say if nobody not able to get 55%, then we forgo into another election. That is just an unnecessary burden on the people of the country. Right? Now burden on the people. With the Yagba we say for nothing. We don't need to go through that. But anyway, now so we lost them day now. So now we go into this election. Now, me from them, one thing I want to get for know is this. Politics not to play business. Politics nothing way structured. Politics not like a contract. Like you want for bill host, you don't get your land. You don't go get small money. You want for bill host na that landing. Then you don't get all the money where you get. Then you get contractors then where sabi bill host. Then you don't go negotiate with them, you don't talk with them, they don't tell you say if you give me so amount, will they able for build this house here so for you inside 6 months or inside 1 year will they done this whole house for you. That are the agreement between you the contractor, you the owner of the land and the contractor where is supposed to build this house here for you. Then you take the money you give the contractor, you get the house plan. Then you left her now. He's supposed to do that work there for deliver for you. if you not do that work there for you, what you for do? You dey take the contract na in hand, you give other person when you know say go able for do this work here for you. When I saw politics there, politics na a social contract between the one that wey dey vote and the one that wey dem dey vote for. Now the one that wey una dey vote, the one that wey una dey vote for, dem can come to una, dem can talk to una for say, if una vote for me, na this A, B, C, D, na how they do for una. You know, like now inside Sierra Leone, they can talk say, okay, we go make una roads them, we go make una get free health care, we go make bridge patap along enter green. You know, we go make una get enough food for eating at the country. We go make sure say we provide jobs for the youths in the country. You know, we go make the woman then get money for do business. You know, plenty promise then I they do. So this na the contract this. So if them talks and they when they tell una believe in them talks and they, then una take government to give them or una vote for them. At the end of the day, una they expect them for me they able for do waiting them be promised, then go do for una. Right? It is fair enough. I mean, if somebody come to una tell una, I mean, it's fair enough. Me to me, a fair as long as you the citizen, you the voter, una don't vote for this person. Instead, so una don't do una your work. So instead, supposed for doing your part of the job. Now let me ask the question: if not so, it happen at Sierra Leone. In 2007, Sierra Leoneans una all come together. Una decide say, na APC una they vote for. So una vote for APC overwhelmingly. APC win that election, even though some people that be they talk say not to APC win that election day. But we say we give them the benefit of the doubt. We say, you know what thing? Now they win this election. And when they win this election, before they win the election, when they be the campaign, they make boku promises. Then say they go do this, then go do that. In fact, some of we broadcast them, we be on the show that like the president where they now, Anes by Kroma, we been going na kono. He make boku promises na kono. He tell them say, inge for build the University of the East na kono. Inge for give money to women na kono for men and do business. Inge for develop the human capacity na kono. Inge for provide jobs for the youths then na kono. Now them promises then they make. So now, if na so now the promises the way Anes by Kroma be making, then turn anyway the tinap. So now you ask the question: when he made them promises, then they told na kono especially, una been believe them and una vote for them. So now when I ask the question after 10 years, all them promises then they will be make, if fulfill them, he able for provide jobs then for the youths in Akono, he able give money to women and for do business in Akono, he able for build the University of the East in Akono. The answer is definite no. We all know that. So for make I go the Yeri Kono people them or people of Sierra Leone generally, they still campaign for a party like a All People's Congress. It baffle me because it make they look at the Sierra Leone and say, what's wrong with we? What's make we know the land? What's make we always complain say we country they be and we country not they go before, but when we don't get the opportunity for change the government, where they make they be, we not they change them. Instead, we they do all kinds of things. We they lie, we they fabricate information, we they disappoint with people them, we they misinform the people them. You know, we they do all kinds of things just for make this person here where they disappoint you, where they deceive we, for let this person here look good. So these are some of the things that where they hold we back. You know, when the APC take power inside 2007, when they kind of power, they don't meet the country not begin no debt. I go on for say a lot of thanks and appreciation to the SLPP government, because when APC take power in Sierra Leone, they meet money when I be up about 5 billion and some leons. Now they meet now the central bank where SLPP left, so they meet money. But now you ask the question as to whether any other government with the kind of power, if na SLPP win this government with the kind of power, if they get for meet money in that bank, in fact then they say they even go to the bank for clear the final money we don't left na the bank for clear. So if na SLPP win this government, they not get for meet no money, right? So when I ask the question, for 10 years where APC they na power, waiting really then do for Sierra Leone we go use as a benchmark for say, you know what, they don't do something, let give them chance for let continue. When they talk about this agenda of continuity, for continue for give them made and did it. I don't understand that. So me from the one that they go vote for this election, this is not some of the thinking they want to get for do. The other thing when they talk about plenty inside this runoff election, when APC don't lost the election to the SLPP they in a slight lead. The first thing when they begin for talk about now tribalism, they say how the SLPP na a tribalistic party. Me from with them, I want for let we check into that message. We don't do na social media all this while. We don't do here plenty side them for say, oh SLPP na a tribalistic party. Look at the way they vote and all that. In the first place, me family, it go find for let we clarify something. For say, waiting a democracy. When they talk say democracy na a system wherein you they left the people that for make them voluntarily and freely choose who that they want for me lead them. That means, like me go dey SLPP, then my wife go say na APC dey. I not get any right as a man for tell and say no go not the APC. No, democracy no they allow that. So in a democracy, who say people they want for votes now they then they vote, and you know then they vote on the issues, the things that were dear into their heart, the things that when they feel say this person here so now go able for solve them, or the problems that when they feel say this other person would not like now you don't create them problems there, so therefore they not vote for again. The people then forget freedom for making them decisions then they. Now in a democracy. So me not they associate any tribalism with the vote the way the people that vote in the country. Are they associate them with the issues in the country? I mean, let us look at how Anas Nkrumah ruled for 10 years. Right? Let us look at the country. First of all, Anas Nkrumah don't divide Sierra Leone. This is not the only president we don't count as Sierra Leone as president of the country. He don't divide the country. This is no lie, and I will tell you how. Look at how Anas Nkrumah distributed the national cake in the country. In Sierra Leone, we get 4 regional headquarters. We get Freetown for Western area. We get McKinney for Northern Province. We get Bo for Southern Province, and we get Kenema for Eastern Province. Now you know say SLPP they always get overwhelming support in the Eastern Province of the country. No matter what you do, the people in the Eastern Province, especially Kenema, then they for SLPP. Just like how APC they get overwhelming support in the Northern Province. But when SLPP they in power, you know they choose for say, oh, because Northern Province they not they vote for we, so another care development go there. I the only care go development to decide who side and vote for me. When people they don't elect you as president of the country, whether they vote for you, they don't vote for you, you're not president of the whole country. You're supposed to serve them all. But look at how Anas Nkrumah distributed the national cake, the national wealth of the country, the national resources of the country. Go to McKinney with no malice to the people of McKinney. I don't get no malice against Una. We all are Sierra Leoneans. In fact, when maybe they grow up while they secondary school, me first girlfriend I ever get. Now McKinney be come on, I'm 25 my Banter Road. Now all grow up. Right? So McKinney is always a town to me. Anytime I go Salwa, I go visit my Banter Road. But the reality of the situation is, this president come, look at everything, the development we do in the Northern Province, and especially in McKinney City. And you compare that to how Kenema look like right now. Kenema used to be the economic backbone of Sierra Leone. It used to be the economic epicenter of Sierra Leone. Kenema used to be a developmental town, very pretty city, very beautiful city. But because Anas Nkrumah no say the people of Kenema overwhelmingly support SLPP, so when it take power, it deliberately decided to punish them. Where dry season can Kenema, you go to Kenema right now. The people that they inhale dust every day because of how terrible the roads then they. Where rainy season come, the pocho they all over the town. Then pothole them where sit down. And then the mosquito then they go breed and when they grab it and go bet with people then now so then they get malaria and now so plenty people they die. Go look at the government hospital within Akenema. Look how deplorable it is. So the man decides say I not get for do anything at Akenema. Because the people in Akenema na SLPP that they support. So you see how this president divide this country? And waiting the money about the person where in choose single-handedly for let it be the presidential candidate of the APC. Now because this man is not a man of his own. Now Ernest Baikroma na the campaign for him. Now Ernest Baikroma na the strategies for him. Now Ernest Baikroma na the talk for him. Any talk when they tell this man pass to go consult with Ernest Baikroma. This man is not a man of his own. So this man get for be remote controlled by Ernest Baikroma. So by extension, Ernest Baikroma is still going to continue to be the president of Sierra Leone, or maybe better for me for say the prime minister of the country. So Ernest Baikroma na a dictator and he is power hungry. Now person this way like power. He don't taste this power. So now if he say now they control Salon people them. So Sierra Leoneans when I get the opportunity, when our own time don't come for like when I tell this man say this country not belong to him. This country belongs to all of us. As long as na inside Salon you born, na day you mama day, na day you daddy day, or na day your parents they all come on a day them born you, and as by Chroma they not born and fine past you. Now all get the country. So when I go to the polls and tell them, when I send a clear message to them, let you understand for say it don't rule for 10 years and it need for bow out and left the country give the people them. Alright? So when they talk about tribalism, now the SLPP, I am so appalled where at the Aiden talk say so this now some of the classical display of deception by Sierra Leoneans that will not mean well for the country at all. Because they know say inside their own heart, inside their own soul, within their own soul, they know say within that they talk, they are perpetrating lies. They are fabricating lies. They are misinforming our people. But they do them with impunity. So people of that nature, they are not patriotic to the country. They're not like Salon. Now lying people there. They're the life of our country. So anybody with a perpetrating kind of thing, because first of all, SLPP, now a party, even by their mantra, one country, one people, that don't do alone for tell you say, this party here, they bring people in together. You know, we been get one occasion, we say SLPP, that we get a convention. So for this convention, we invite some Americans and then go there. So when the master of ceremony, he take that microphone, he talks, say one country, then the other one is say one people. One people, one country. Then Americans that be lack that thing they so much that when some of we go back to work, when they interact with we, they say, damn, they say that's a good message you guys had. They say that message, one country, one people is so important. Right? So that mantra that the SLPP has is a good mantra. So me family let us look at, you know, the fact for say in 1996 where the election, we don't get the election, where James Jonan be the chairman of the interim National Electoral Commission. Then we're not able to get it 55%, so we have to go to a runoff. We'll go to that runoff. Mr. Temu Bangura, may his soul rest in perfect peace. When he see the way where the country be one for descend back into another war, because we'll be already get war at the country, but if that decision where Temu Bangura been take at that time, it not be take that decision because it be one for hurt Carifa Smart or it be one for appease the SLPP at Tijankaba. No, he took the decision to join the SLPP and support the SLPP in that runoff in the best interest of Sierra Leone as a country. Because Carifa Smart in your party, they be the try for begin for preach this issue of tribalism. Now they be the preach tribalism. But Temu Bangura look at him for say, if Caiaphas Magbe for win, the country should have been divided. So he decided as a Timini man, a crossover to the SLPP and support the SLPP full. Some of we na be young man there, but we dey see am where they go campaign with Tijan Kaba, Asiana Kenema Bo, Freetown. Alright? Then in 2007, where the APC and the SLPP they don't go to runoff, would that make the APC win? It was a Mende man, Charles Magai of the PMDC. He decides say, you know what, SLPP don't in power for 11 years. In this very fragile democracy, let us give chance to the APC for maiden self rule. So with democracy go be balanced. So he decided to go and support the APC, even though some of the members them be there against that. So he supported the APC as a Mende man. That decision where Charles Magai been take not in the interest of the APC or against the SLPP, but in the interest of the country, Sierra Leone. All right. So now, suddenly APC, why when they preach this issue of tribalism? With all the problems we'll get as a country, you know, we don't get civil war, 50,000 people that die, 2 million people that became displaced, some became refugees. We don't get Ebola crisis, we don't kill about 4,000 of our people. We don't get more slide, we don't care go about 1,000 or 800 to 1,000 of our people. Hunger and starvation, the money of people them, austerity measures, and all these things they happen in our country. But one thing that we are good at, or two things that Sierra Leoneans we're good at, now religious tolerance and the absence of tribalism. Now make when you look at your country, all man get intermarriages they go on. We not get the, you know, the issue of tribalism, you know, the inside we DNA at all. This not backward mentality. This not retrogression. This not to 1951, 1968. This not to 1978. This not 2008, for goodness sake. How can any politician want to preach tribalism in that country? They forsake yourself against each other. Why? And I'm not saying all them see how they go on. And as by Chroma in foot they panel with some of in talks the way it gets inside the APC. Then foot then they panel. Then when it grab, it go tin up, it go give them fine speech, then make like I say now in your foot now they part this whole thing where they go on. So me family I want for let una know say them politicians they are so now use then they use una. When me tin up some side I see an APC man, a whole microphone in an APC crowd, now Northern Province. All the APC stakeholders then sit down at the high table. This man hold the microphone. All man they hear him. People that get camera that they video him. And they talk say anybody will vote for SLPP na that Sunday. That person they there for Fenham and not go sleep na that turn. They go drive and come on at the turn. Is that democracy? Is that not tribalism? Is that not regionalism? I mean, how can you stop anybody from not go vote for a party of your own choice in a democracy? So when would they talk say APC not to a democratic party? These are some of the examples they are showing us. I think say all the man don't see that video where they talk about. This man openly they talk say anybody will vote for SLPP, then the driver come on at the turn. Alright? So family when I'm for no say God we don't get the opportunity for let we change your country. This not the right opportunity don't come. This not about Madabio. Madabio na just one Sierra Leone just like una all. So not base your decision on Madabio alone. And you for no say SLPP na a political party where they when it in governance. They get two things the way you always do. One, then they give the power back to the people. Because SLPP na so they rule na in your own governance policy that one they foresay na decentralization then they implement all the time. That's how SLPP operates. Then they give the power back to the people. Now make them when SLPP they are power, then district councils and they become very powerful, town councils. The people that they take care of their own small government them. Right? And the other thing here is anybody when a president under SLPP, you know they just do things like how Anes they do. Like where Anes one would have forbid the next presidential candidate inside APC, they just choose who they want. Or every government, parastatal or ministry where it gets somebody in a state house where in the key post where they control their ministries and they SLPP does not operate like that. SLPP they operate with clearly defined policies and goals. So when Mother win, you know they just do things fitty-fatta. You know they just do things like I want for the. They always get for consult. They get for look at the policies. They get for look at the laws and see say anything where you want for implement they within the confinement of those policies and those laws. And not only one they operate, in not just the president, the ceremonial head. It get people that we get for work with. So this decision about this runoff election, don't base it on matter. Matter just happen for be the presidential candidate where the people that inside SLPP they vote for, but not to in one get for run the government. So if you want a genuine change, you want a lafia. I mean, I for members say between them two political parties, the SLPP and the APC, look at them critically. If you're a young person, ask you family them, the one that way old pass you, ask them and they explain to you. Between them two political parties, then when they or two don't take power in Sierra Leone, how then they operate? Anytime where APC take power in Sierra Leone, from 1961 to 2018, while they talk to una today, una go agree with me say anytime where APC take power, with problem, with people that they go through a whole lot of problems. If not to intimidate, then they intimidate people then go they involve in violence, or the price of commodities go up, or then go manipulate politics, it turn to tension at the country. There are people that begin for fight against each other. Now that APC is known for. Everybody knows this. This is not a lie. This is not a fabrication. This is the truth. This is what APC is known for. From the time when they don't form APC in 1960 until this day I'm talking to you. Anytime when they're in power, Sierra Leone they experience bitterness. Sierra Leone they experience problems. This is the truth. When SLPP take the reins of governance, when I check history, because this is not to me they talk, when I check history from 1961 to today, when SLPP ever take power in that country, the country they smooth, people that they get relative peace, all man they calm down, then you begin to see slow growth they come back in. You know, you begin to see the condition of your life they improve, your standard of life they improve. We begin to go school in a good way, things that they begin for change. This is how SLPP operates. Check history. If you're young, you don't know about anything, ask people that way old past you, then go tell you say what they talk not true. So if one of the people that when I don't decide between them two political parties, them they don't can reach a point now when they two day on the radar again. It is now your moral responsibility as a citizen of this country for make sure say you return this country back to where it's supposed to be. We get everything as Sierra Leone. Why are we going to continue to be at the bottom of the Human Development Index? Sierra Leone are one of the poorest countries in the world. Why? Why are we going to do that? We're not supposed to do that. No Sierra Leone are not supposed to be abroad. We all supposed for in our country. Only if the country good for we. Because we get everything in our country. We only supposed to go abroad on vacation. Alright? So when I get to make that decision. And that brings me to the National Grand Coalition and the Coalition for Change. Make I begin with the National Grand Coalition. I know say with brother Dr. Kande Koleyom Kela did a good job in this election by creating awareness among our people, telling them their roles, responsibilities, and their rights in this election. And a man, he don't reside in advanced democracies. He know waiting a democracy. He know the powers that lies in the votes of the people. So me no say, even though anytime where you go into competition where you lost, you go get small, bad feelings, you get small bitterness, you get small ill feelings about the person will win. But Kande don't live in an advanced democracy. It don't live in the United States. Now you go school. It no say in the United States between the Democrats and the Republicans, once election don't go, during the campaign, the campaign can be so bitter. Then they call all kind dirty thing where they know about each other, they pull up for disgrace the other candidate. But when they left for go foot to foot, the person where they win. In fact, the person where they lost, now enforce the talk, they can't concede one time. It take telephone, it call the person where win, it congratulate them, right? That is how they do. And so, can they don't do that one day? We don't say I don't give speech. But if the message we can't have been come with, it was a message of change. When you come, you say you want for change. You don't preach all of this along your campaign. You don't sensitize the people. You don't create awareness among the people. But at the end of the day, the same people have come again and said that they want the SLPP and the APC. So the message is either you come inside the game a little late, or the message where you give them, then get up, but then if you say, don't reach, you don't tell me it for lay from government. So if your message was about change, waiting me they talk na today me family. If na la the life for na let God block me this word and next word. I mean they talk to a very key member of the NGC after they don't lost this election. Now he tell me, he say, Ibrahim, he say, I am disappointed in Kande Yonkila. I say, bruh, I say, to NGC, I say, the way they talk so. He say, no. He say, I am disappointed in him because when he come, he say, some of we believe in him because of the message we bring come, the message of change. He says, so if we don't win this election, that don't mean saying at the end of NGC. No. In fact, NGC should become the most formidable opposition to any other government when they come. He said, but for let Kande talk say in the seat on the fence, he not get for declare for any party. He said he disappointed me. He said because he had the opportunity for show Sierra Leoneans then for say it is not about the NGC, it is not about him Kande Yonkela, but it is about Sierra Leone, just like I be on the talker. And so therefore, if it is against the message of continuity, the only way in a way this change go happen is for him to stand with the SLPP and ensure say where SLPP kind of power, then guide them for make sure say they do the right work. He said, but if that man they not able to do that, it means it don't put the party above the country. So that it go on for let the people of Sierra Leone continue for suffer for another 5 or 10 years. Then ultimately that will be a very good grounds for him to come back and win the next election, which we are not even sure if he go winner again. He says, so I'm disappointed in him. So I kind of agree with him on that, because when you look at him, this not to the time where anybody for there on the fence. This not to the time for less Sierra Leoneans politic. This is not a time for politics in Sierra Leone. This is time for us to be patriots. We forget a nationalistic approach to a country. For change the country, this should be about the country. And God Almighty, now they choose a leader. Kinda, Al-Hajj, you don't go to Hajj. God Almighty, now they choose a leader. If now you not be the president, for be the president of Sierra Leone, trust me, if it don't happen. But God don't talk, say not to time this. So why you not go come out openly and stand with the message of change? The only message of change right now is with the SLPP. APC not get message of change. Dr. Samuel Kamara don't talk say they continue with the agenda where the power gets, and we all don't see that agenda where the power gets. We see how people they suffer at the country. We see what thing they go on at the country. So the agenda of continuity not a good agenda for the country. The agenda of change is what the SLPP has now, and we only have two options. Two options. Either you are APC or SLPP. So why would you decide to be on the fence? That don't mean say you don't join SLPP, but being on the fence is like you are still considering APC to be doing a good job. So you want to let some people then vote for APC. But you know what? We're not getting nothing for do about that. That is your own. I mean, somebody tell me say, but can they don't point in political career by doing what he has done? Well, we'll go see what the future holds for him. 2023 they come, or 10 years they come. We'll see what he can they go get. All right. But then this brings me to the Coalition for Change. Alhaji Abubakar Siddiqui Samuel Samsumana. I therefore start by saying that I am disappointed in you. You know, I'm a man. I know most of you man them. I don't give you a lengthy interview on Sheriff's broadcast network. I believed in you, but I am disappointed in you right now. This is not the honest talk, and we the talk true now, we the talk straight. No ben. Me waiting up na so with me confident. Na Texas me day. The time way the president don't violate the constitution, when they run after you for kill you almost, when they run for your life, when they say they don't sack you. Now me pull money from me own pocket, $350. I buy air tickets. I pack all my radio gadgets them. I travel to Washington DC by air. I go join other Sierra Leoneans then they for let demonstrate, let protest na White House. We say President Obama be the woke. Na World Bank, na United Nations building. Sierra Leoneans then demonstrate all over the world for your sake. For let tell the world for say the way they treat you is not right. Then you they get the bold mind, Alhaji Samsumana. Whether na money they don't give, because this rumor be don't they go about you for saying na man way like money. You na man way you go sell your battery, all that trash talk way Alhaji phone yes and I don't talk about you in London. For saying you na be adopt man, when they make you, you know, as vice president, when you come inside, you begin for kapu things. They don't talk about good trash about you. They almost be one for kill you. That is small wife, innocent lady, they be you no more. You they go around with them and all that. Then you they get the bold man, you they talk say, you are going to decide between the two evils. I want for me to tell me categorically what evil has the SLPP done to you, Alhaji Samsumana. Which evil? Because me don't know about none. Possibly say you get one way personal way you don't tell the public it, but the one at the public domain, I do not know what specific evil that the SLPP has done to you. I have not seen it. They no one day make you run for your life. SLPP no one day demoralize you. You know one day ridicule you. You know one day bring halala behind you. SLPP no one day do shit to you. So why you they go around and call SLPP as an evil? Which evil? People they expect you for being the number one person for stand tall for change this APC government. For let you even create an atmosphere or a scenario for let people then begin for believe for say you they even talk with them. That alone don't bring your humanity down. You don't pour your political career. I'm telling you this because even young people then are gonna vex by you for this. And until you come out in the open and publicly talk something about what you don't do so, you don't make plenty of people that don't vex. I like this Samsumana. Me, I don't want to sabi you. Some of you they do them protest and they because of how they treat you, because of how they violate the constitution. You don't go to ECOWAS. ECOWAS they don't treat you fine. Then you did come again. You can't talk say, I am disappointed in you anyway. But anyway, I'm glad for the people of Kono because with everything where they go on, it look like say the people of Kono they know what they are going after. They know what they are doing, and they don't give you a warning. They don't tell you say that fall away they follow APC. Now you angry they go. They know they go with you, and that is a very good thing that the people of Kono are doing. So you see, now from that point there, so my family, you go able to foresee, would that then genuinely want for led development kind of Sierra Leone? Would that then genuine about change in Sierra Leone, if not to lip service no more than they pay to the country? Because if you the talk say you want change in the country, the change starts with you. If you don't win this election, why you the whole grudge? Waiting, I mean, people that just hate matter. Waiting matter don't do now. What this man don't do now? Then just hate the guy because they're not going to tell me say na SLPP they hate. Because all that talk they talk say from where SLPP don't kind of power. I mean APC, SLPP they not done better the country. I can ask people that give me specifics. Give me something that is specific. Where they talk say between the APC and the SLPP from 1961 to 2018, where they not don't do nothing for the country. Give me number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, all the way to the last number. Waiting at the specific things that way the SLPP don't do, way make Sierra Leone go behind. Give me those specifics. They cannot. They cannot give me any specifics. But still, then they maintain, then they go around and disseminate this message, misinforming our people, distorting information. Tell with people they say that's also SLPP don't do. So this is how we know whether they're genuine about change in the country. But I'm glad the people of Sierra Leone are well informed nowadays. The people of Sierra Leone are well informed. So my appeal to una as a concerned Sierra Leonean is to ask you candidly that this agenda for continuity under the APC will for do away with her. APC for comot. APC not for dinner power in Sierra Leone anymore, and not only for 5 years, 10 years, 20. If for comot APC, if Namina they will for dissolve the party, because first of all, every time una kind of power, na Sierra Leone na catastrophe the country to go through. Sierra Leone does not need APC. And I'm not saying this with malice. I am not saying this with anger against APC, because I get me own man them inside APC, and at this me can tell them for say when I need for dissolve that party day, right? I mean, how una all go left to do, una all na experienced people, the educated man them. When I go allow honest by Kruma, they talk say in a chairman for life. I don't know how to pass that decision. Whether na himself no more as a dictator, like I can do things, he just declare himself as a chairman for life, or na una as experienced and educated people, and I wanna vote for him for let be chairman for life. Like I don't know how you guys did that. So this party needs to be dissolved. If we are not dissolved and the people of Sierra Leone don't decide for dissolve them. And this is going to be manifested in this election. So finally, let me talk to Mayor Koto, Mohammed Infa Ali Conte. The fate of Sierra Leone is in your hands, big brother. You know, me Koto, I don't interview you now, so plenty before even the election. All of the things the way you talk, say it happen. It not happen so. So the future of Sierra Leone is rested squarely in your palms. Now you get for make this country go before, or now you go make the country descend into anarchy, or now you go make the country go behind. And I have no reason to believe why you for even the whole any meeting with the president at this point. Because the job where you get, you are protected by the constitution of the country. You are protected by the Public Elections Act. Why are you going into clandestine meetings with the president? Why? Why are you going there? And if you decide to go to these meetings, why are you not inviting all the other stakeholders? You know, like the SLPP presidential candidate. Because if Anes by Kruma in that meeting, of course, that is indirectly Dr. Samora Kamara in that meeting. But why are you going into these meetings? And the way you announce you resort to them, in fact, you know, when they talk all the bad things about Christina Top, but when Christina Top and James Jonah, whether they announce result, then they give you details. Then they tell you say constituency so or polling station so side. Now this number commode. Now this now the one will be registered. Now this will pull commode so side. But you they can't give we election result. You just they give we numbers. You know they tell we details. So we don't know how to figure out who side my practice apple, what apple pass. Now we they try for same we against them. They really look more into like the people are not informed about the way they announce the results. It not get details there. It not go able for inform the people that squarely about what you are saying. So plenty rumor the way they go around about you and the APC. And me knowing you, as sabi you personally, you know say we know yourself. We don't teach. We not be brother by the teaching profession. But I don't ever know you for be somebody with kalo. One thing where I know you for, you are very docile, you very laid back, you're very peaceful. So maybe somebody when you or subordinate where they near you will get mind for do something, it go easily overwork you. So now you could hear the name Miata French, plenty outside. For saying now they tell people that they put wrong numbers there in, now they do this, now they do that. We don't hear name plenty. But at the end of the day, the blame goes to the head of the National Electoral Commission, who happens to be you. So this election, people that they watch them, both internally and externally. And all the rumors they are all there for say, if Ali Conte, APC, they don't tell us say if we announce the results of the runoff election in favor of APC, even if APC lost the election, we don't hear that one day. And if you do that, I don't know what will happen. But me just to talk to you personally for say there is time for politics and there is time for nationalism. This particular time in this election, this is not the time for politics. This is time for nationalism. And we expect anybody where you get any role for play in this politics, in this election, let you work us straight. Because if you don't work us straight, you make anybody shed in blood, or you make anybody or with people that go into violence or more so untold suffering happen to with people them. Two things now go happen to you. One, either will pursue you and make you face the full penalty of the law, or with people that pray for you, lay jagata for them for you, now your life. All right. Now for no say you una all get family members, una get pikin, una get wife for them. That's so the other people then get. And Sierra Leoneans are religious people. They pray day in, day out. Muslims, Christians, don't mess with Sierra Leoneans. When they pray for you, you don't. Just check all the other leaders that we don't lead Sierra Leone, how they all die. The only two that we don't die fine, small. Samiti Magai and Alhaji Tijankaba. When I check the facts, when I go see say what they talking are true. So once more, me Ibrahim Sheriff, I'm glad you for way when I listen to me. As a concerned Sierra Leonean, I decide for bring this message come to una today, and I hope say with people that go listen. So I want for tell una plenty thank you. Once more, this is Sheriff's Broadcast Network. Thank you very much.
Sheriff's Broadcast Network. Straight talk for change.